Mini episode 1286 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge mini episode 1286. I'm FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with our weekly preview of Fargo Season 4. Here's our top 5 notes of interest heading into episode 4.4. Number 5, Deafy Wickware debuted and he is a beauty. Timothy Oliphant as a grumpy law enforcement officer elevates any show, and he did here. The curiosity that he showed in passing about the Fata family, to the dismay of the crooked cop that he's paired up with, surely will end up with him being hip-deep in the midst of the coming gang war. Interestingly, this is the same dynamic that Lou Solverson had with the crooked cop in Fargo in Season 2, and that's definitely a good element to repeat. Number 4, Rabbi Milligan picks a side. He's probably the biggest pawn in the entirety of the Fargo-verse, having first been manipulated into killing his adopted crime family, then his actual one. Now, sensing a kindred soul in Satchel, he's taking his role as Big Brother seriously. That led him to show loyalty to Josto's faction of the Fata family, since the Gaetano faction was going to kill Satchel's brother in order to start a war. His abrupt decision to thwart the murder brings the Fata family to the brink of civil war just as an actual war is about to find them. Number 3, so the crazy nurse just got hired by Dr. Harvard, who Josto is still trying to kill, and now the nurse is getting further intertwined with Josto. As previously established, Orietta Mayflower is the big wild card of this season, and now you gotta think that she's going to be involved in the Fata hit on Harvard one way or another. There are a great many ways that this could play out, and it's going to be a pleasure to see which avenue the writers choose. Number 2. The meeting of the consiglieres failed to stop the path to war, but it was a fascinating look at how even the voices of reason in each family have their limitations on what they can accomplish. Ironically, on an episode that featured the debut of Oliphant's Marshall character, this scene wasn't so much a callback to Fargo Season 2 as it was to Justified Season 2. When Raylan Givens' Aunt Helen and local crime boss Mags Bennett work together to keep a lid on their family feud. One of the hallmarks of Fargo is that they always throw in a few moments early in the season where you can identify that the tragic path about to unfold could have been avoided. Here, if Dr. Senator and his counterpart had been able to square this circle together somehow, we wouldn't be going down the path that we are. But again, avoiding that tragic path goes against the entire concept of Fargo. Number 1. The heist of the Cannon's headquarters got messy in more ways than one and really lit the fuse for what's to come. The aborted hit on Loy Cannon's son wouldn't have necessarily led to war on its own, but combined with the bloodshed and financial loss that is being attributed to the Fatas in the aftermath of the stick-up, full-fledged war is right around the corner. Chekhov's pie had been ticking for most of the episode when Swanee sucked it down right before the heist, leading to the unenticing prospect of her spewing out of both ends right in the middle of a tense and then bloody stick-up. The first act of this season has been the lead-up to war, and it could end as quickly as the next episode. We'll be waiting with great enthusiasm for what comes next. Thank you for joining us for this mini episode of the FDH Lounge.